everybody! I'm really excited about this new series that I'm bringing your way in the first half of July. Now, why am I doing this in July? Because Game of the Year, the Spiel des Jahres, will be announced on July 20th for two of the categories that I am personally invested in and I care about. One is the Spiel, which is the Connoisseur Expert Game of the Year, and then there's just the Game of the Year, which is a family level or family style board game, and that's just the Spiel des Jahres. Where I'd like to start is with the Spiel des Jahres, the family style game. And I have played and own one of the games, which is Pictures. And I wanted to mention before I jump into my review of Pictures, the other two nominees. One is by Rainer Knizia and the other is by Uwe Rosenberg, both giants in the design world in gaming. And I have to tell you, I love them. I love their style. For me, not having played those games but reading the synopses and reading some reviews for them, I'm really excited about those games. The first, Rainer Knizia's My City, is a legacy game. I love legacy games so much. So I really want to get my hands on a copy of that. Right now, it's kind of impossible to find. Once it's released, you better believe that's going to hit my table. The other nominee is Uwe Rosenberg's Nova Luna. And while I can grab a copy of that, it's still a little pricey, and so I haven't gotten it yet. But again, I am more than excited to give that game a try. Here's the game I have played. Pictures. It's a 2 to 5 player party game where players have to be very creative and they have to think outside the box. I played it back at BGG Con in November of last year, and I recently got my own copy and played it with another group of friends and had a great time. It's so fun to defend your picture and to critique somebody else's picture when you're using shoestrings and children's blocks and little cubes that make your picture look pixelated. It's great. So what the game asks players to do is look at a grid of pictures. It's a 4x4 grid. Each player will draw a tile from a bag that tells them what the coordinates of their picture is. Then everyone's got one set of these components that are really difficult to work with. And what you're asked to do is recreate that picture using that really strange object or objects. Now here's where the real fun begins. After everyone has made their picture represented by the weird objects that they're given, you walk around the table and you take a look at everybody else's pictures and you try to figure out which picture are they trying to represent. Is it the one over here or the one down there? Or it could be the same one that you're doing because there are duplicates of those coordinates. So people might be using two totally different objects or group of objects to represent the same image. So you really have to think outside the box and try to put yourself in their shoes. What would you do if you had 9 cubes of restricted amounts of colors to put in this little bitty frame? Or what would you do if you had 2 shoestrings, one long and one short? How can you represent your image? So everyone's going to get points based on how many they correctly guess, but also how many people correctly guess their image, how well they did communicating their picture through their set of objects. I give Pictures 2 big thumbs up. This game is easily replayable. There are tons and tons of pictures. You can play just one game, but it's so hard to stop. After getting into and trying all of these objects, you really want to have another go right away. And with games lasting 30 minutes long, you can play 1 or 2 or 3 and time will fly by and you'll have a great time with your gaming group. Pictures is a must-play game that you've got to try. I guarantee whatever your gaming group dynamic, you'll have a great time playing Pictures. Thanks for watching. Definitely check out my upcoming videos for Spiel des Jahres, which remember is that expert connoisseur game. It's the gamer's game. I'm really excited to give you my take on all 3 games, and I probably will tell you which one I think should win Spiel des Jahres.